Social Security, including retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA, RRB, low income, no income, seniors, older adults, people with disabilities, and everyone right here in this community. This is for you. I have all the details and everything you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. However, really quickly before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and I am your one and only daily advocate. I am very much dedicated to you and this community to continue doing all the research, breaking it all down into these short videos, which I deliver a couple times throughout the day, so you can stay updated with what is actually going on right now, especially during this very busy time, and as we continue to get all these new announcements that are hitting the wire literally every single day, with all these new announcements out of Congress, the administration, the president, lawmakers, and everything that Congress is currently working on right now, including these bills, packages, new pieces of legislation, reform to very important benefits, and anything in regards to money, benefits, raises to benefits, programs, checks, or anything else going on right now. Of course, I want to make sure that you're staying updated and grabbing as much as you possibly can during this very expensive time, and while money is very tight for the vast majority of people. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and I'll continue to be here for you right by your side every single day, as that's my commitment and my dedication to you and this community, and of course, I'm sticking to it. All right, thanks again. Let's jump into it and talk about all the details here and what I want you to know as far as what is going on and what is for you right here in this video. However, before we get into that, let me throw a couple things out there just to put all of this into context. A few recent reports were released, and I want to bring this to your attention because it is showing the severity of what is actually going on right now and how Americans are actually faring through this very high inflationary time that we're living through right now. I can tell you this much, it's not going well for the vast majority of people. However, let's turn to the statistics now, and let's look at the reports really quickly just to put this into perspective, like I said. All right, so number one, a new report was just released a short time ago, and it is showing that 66% of the population in the United States, 2 out of every 3 people, 2/3 of the population, which is 66% of the population here in the United States, is living paycheck to paycheck. That's a lot of people, right? Not that many people should be struggling this badly right now. It is showing that only 1 out of every 3 people is just skipping right on by right now and not living paycheck to paycheck. However, they're probably even close. Now again, according to this report, it's actually showing that across the board, across all income scales, this is happening. Whether it's somebody earning $10,000 a year, $50,000, $100,000, or even $200,000 a year, this is happening across all income scales. That's a lot of people, right? All right, number 2, it's also showing that credit card balances are at their highest levels that we've seen forever. The highest levels in the history of the United States. Credit card balances are at their highest levels. In other words, what is this telling us? Well, it's telling us a couple things right now. It's telling us that people are spending more money simply because that's just what it takes right now to get the same old things that we always want, right? Well, as a result of that, people are floating more balances on credit cards because if you don't have the money to pay it down, where do people usually take their money, or where do people put their spending when they can't afford it? They float it on a balance, right? They float it on a credit card. So that is what we're also seeing out there right now as well. So some scary statistics. Not only that, one more last report that I want to share with you really quickly. And this report is showing food prices have gone up nearly 11% since just a year ago right now. So food prices are up nearly 11% across the board. Again, is that going to leave any room for extra things out there that you need as well? The necessities, but yet maybe not quite as essential as food and other things, food and shelter, stuff like that. Again, some scary numbers that we're dealing with right now. These are some huge numbers. We should not be seeing numbers like this all across the country right now. This is kind of scary stuff going on, right? But anyway, now let's quickly talk about what is in it for you and what's going on here for all of you right here in this community. Well, like I said earlier, and like I say in so many of my videos, it is my dedication and commitment to do whatever I possibly can to help you in this community by, of course, bringing you these updates and, of course, doing whatever else I can to reach as many of you in this community as possible. Well, at this point, I think a lot of you are very aware of the Amazon project we've been doing here for over a couple months now. It's been a huge project so far. It's been very successful, and I want to give you a quick update on that, where we currently stand and what is going to be changing here going forward. We're going to be making a couple little tweaks here going forward. Not much, but I can tell you this much. It's a very great program here. A lot of you here in the community that have been getting some of these items have been absolutely loving it. I get such nice communications and emails from those of you that have been receiving things, and it's great. I absolutely love doing this. So what we're going to do here as well is we're going to continue to ratchet this up even faster and choose more people. So what I've been doing over the last few days, few weeks here, it's kind of been sitting kind of stagnant. Well, I don't want to say stagnant. It's not really the right word. But basically, it's been kind of consistent. I've been choosing anywhere between about 30 to 60 people each and every day. A couple days choosing more than that, 60, 70, 80 people, things like this. But again, I really want to ramp this up and try to do as much as we can here and reach as many of you as possible. Now, sometimes, to be totally fair, sometimes I send out a little too many messages at one time. There's way too many messages coming in, and I have a hard time keeping up. So I apologize if that's you that I've been this has been happening to. I think I've been reaching out to you and saying, hey, I'm so sorry. It's taken me a little while to get to you. I've been super backed up with emails and stuff like that. So stick with me on this. Sometimes I send out a few too many, but we're going to continue on with this, and we're going to be also ramping up the dollar amount per person. So generally right now, we kind of have like a baseline kind of like range that we typically like to spend per person, just because, we got to put some parameters around it, because otherwise, the money's going to go really, really fast here, right? So we kind of put some parameters around it. We try to get as much as we possibly can on everybody's list, but obviously we can't get everything on everybody's list. Otherwise, we could help like 5 people, right? It just wouldn't go very far. So we're trying to get everything as much as possible on the list, and also the things that make the most practical sense as well. However, we're going to ramp that up a little bit. We're probably going to increase it by about 20%. So going forward. So the range that we have in place now, we're probably going to increase that by about 20%, which means that if you send a list of, say, 7 items, and historically we can maybe get 3 or 4, maybe now we can get 4 or 5, maybe even 6, things like this. So we'll increase that as well. And again, I will be choosing even more people right here in the community to reach out to you and say, what do you got? Send me your list. Let's get it going here, right? So again, a couple other things I want to throw out there for you really quickly as well. Just in case you have not come across this before, basically what it comes down to is, a few months ago, we started this project right here on the community, on this channel right here. And basically, I've been reaching out to you saying, what is it that you need right now, with the exception of money? There's a lot of other things that we need right now, right? The necessities, all kinds of different things. So a lot of you have been reaching out with your lists, and I've been saying, send me your list down in the comment section, and I will continue to choose people each and every day. Usually it's about 3, 4, 5 days a week. Not 3 days. It's usually 4 to 5 days a week. I'm choosing people, and then I usually take a couple days where I don't choose any names, just to try to catch up for the week, and then we hammer down once again pretty aggressively again going forward. So as I've been reaching out to many of you here in the community, here's a couple of things that I want to say. Number one, leave your comments down below, and again, leave kind of just a little bit of a list to see what it is that you need. And again, watch for those messages from me. And again, I'll reach out to you down in the comment section. I'll use that random comment generator to choose the names. I'll send out the message for you and say, hey, let's connect. And I always ask you to be as specific as possible when I do reach out to you, just so that we can make it as fast as possible to get all those items to you as quickly as possible, get those orders submitted. Because realistically, the more times that we need to go back and forth through email, it's just, it just really drags out the process. And realistically, we want to make it as fast and efficient as possible. So anyway, watch for those messages from me down in the comment section, as those will be coming out as well, and I will be reaching out to you. One more thing I want to throw out there really fast here as well, and I know I've mentioned this many, many times before, but again, I want to make sure that all of you in this community are staying protected right now. Watch out for the people down in the comment section impersonating me, trying to be me, and telling you to call, chat, message, or send them a message on WhatsApp or whatever. It's not me, okay? I think all of you know this by now, but again, I just want to make sure that everybody's on the same page here so we don't accidentally fall for one of them. I will never give you a phone number down in the comment section, okay? Never, ever. A couple things that you can do really quickly here is, number one, when I respond to you, there's going to be a check mark behind my name. That means that I'm verified with YouTube. Not anybody can just go out and get verified. You need to have at least 100,000 subscribers to get verified, and, I've done that. So I've gone through the verification process. I've verified myself with YouTube and said, yep, I'm the real deal. I am the real person that I say I am, and yes, I am verified with YouTube. So that has been done, and that is represented by a check mark behind my name when I respond to you. Next, if you also want to double check as well, you can simply click on the name, and if click on the name that responds to you. Let's just say it's me, and it really is me. You can click on the name. If it brings you to this channel with almost 3,000 videos and a little bit less than 400,000 subscribers, then you can say that, yep, that for sure is me. If it brings you to a channel with 0 videos and 0 subscribers, then obviously that's not me. Okay, just please be very careful about that. I know that the vast majority of you, like I said, already know about this, but just want to bring it to your attention one more time so we can all be safe here in this community. And then, yes, of course, I do try to get rid of those comments as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, they keep coming back and they leave hundreds of comments every single day. Super annoying. So anyway, I apologize about that. Doing my best to get rid of them. So anyway, watch for those messages. Again, I want to say as well, continue to watch for those messages. I can't believe how many messages I continue to send out. They become unanswered. I never get a response from them. And that's okay. I appreciate your continued support here in the community. And if somebody isn't, wanting something, that's totally fine too. Not a problem. But I'm doing my best to reach out to as many of you as I can. And if I reach out and I don't get a response, there's not a whole lot I can do about it, right? So anyway, watch for those messages as well. But we're going to ramp this up again. Like I said, I'm going to be choosing even more names, and of course, I'm going to be ramping up the dollar amount that we spend per person by about 20%. So that'll increase it by, a little bit, enough where we can get probably another 1 or 2 items off of each and every person's list. Pretty cool stuff, right? So again, like I said before, I want to reach as many of you as I can, and I want to make sure that this is impactful in some way, shape, or form to help you out, because look at the reports that I shared with you at the beginning of the video. 66% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck. Well, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, are you spending extra money on, laundry detergents and cleaning supplies and paper towels and toilet paper and like all this kind of stuff? Or are you using that money to pay for, maybe like housing and shelter and maybe insurance for your car, gas for your car that's very expensive still, very expensive food, all kinds of things like this. You're probably buying all those necessities and you're probably thinking, I can still wash my clothes in the washer without detergent. It's going to do something, but at the end of the day, you probably want those things. And again, you're probably not buying them simply because they're kind of expensive. And realistically, it's far more important to eat than it is to, throw a little pod thing in with your clothes. You know what I'm saying? I think we all know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I'm here for you. And again, I'm going to maintain this commitment. I'm going to continue moving forward with this. It's been going pretty well. A few little hiccups along the way, but for the most part, we're working our way through these. So anyway, super cool stuff. And I want to do whatever I can. And I'm excited to continue ramping this up here as we continue to move forward through the rest of the year. So anyway, stay posted. Make sure to watch for those comments down below from me, as well as leave your list down below. Let me know what it is that you need right now. And again, I'll be in there choosing more names. So again, I like to keep you updated on this just so that I can get new refreshed lists from those of you down in the comments section, and I can get a new list of names that I can start drawing from once again. So again, thank you so much for your support. Do me a couple things. Again, I want to make this very clear. I do not want anything from you for this, okay? I want to help you out in this community. However, a couple things that I will ask of you. Number one, if you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. Number two, go back and watch some of the other videos here on the channel. And of course, share those videos or this one with your friends, family, and social media. So that's all we're asking for. That's it. I don't want anything else from you. I'm not looking for compensation. I'm not looking for a medal. I'm not even looking for a cookie these days, right? So anyway, thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. Please enjoy your day. If you haven't done so yet, subscribe down below, share the video, and go back and check out those other ones. And until next time, have a good one, enjoy, and I'll catch you again later. And watch those messages as I'll be in there sending out a bunch more starting today.